to a new episode. So today we have a very good guest, a friend of mine. I've met him at Dubai Muscle Show 2022. We have Ali Diab. He's a wnbf competitor and a bodybuilder, we could consider.
I mean, I don't like to go in the terms of bodybuilder, but
we could say mini bodybuilder.
You could say I'm just a guy that likes to lift.
Yeah.
To keep it simple.
Yeah. So tell us more about you. When were you born? Where were you born? A bit of your childhood.
All right. So my name is Ali Diab. I'm Egyptian Japanese. I grew up in Dubai. I moved here when I was around 3 years old, and I've been here ever since. I studied here, went to school here, went to uni here. And yeah, as you said earlier, you're trying to classify me as bodybuilder, but to be completely honest, when I think of bodybuilder, I think of like Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman.
The guys who are sit like this.
So yeah, it's like I didn't earn that title, honestly. I'm just a dude that likes to go to the gym. And yeah, pretty much. I was born in Egypt in 2002, March 31st. And yeah, which makes me 21 years old. Now I just turned 21, literally a couple of days ago.
So how is it turning 21?
I mean, bro, like, one thing I'll say is that teenage years passed by very fast for sure. I can't even fathom the fact that I'm in my 20s. It feels weird, to be honest, because I still feel like I'm 18, to be honest. So, I mean, not really a big difference in terms of feeling, but it's just a realization of, oh, I'm in my 20s now.
You need to get your shit together. And
exactly. Exactly.
You know what's funny? When I was like 8 or 9, I would tell my mom, like, I want to be 20, I want to have my car, and have my own house and all of these stuff. Now I'm like 17 and I want to go 10 again. I want to feel like no stress, man. Like these days are very good that you don't even appreciate them unless you get back to your age again. Then 100%. You notice.
100%. You're always looking, you're always looking forward.
And then you don't know
trying to chase what's next. And before you know it, the years just pass by before your eyes. It's kind of scary. And that's why I try to be as conscious as possible and to make the most out of, the time we have. Because, life can be too shorter than you think sometimes. So, yeah, as you said, it is kind of, scary how fast time flies, especially recently. Recently, it feels crazy. Like Ramadan just started. And
I think COVID also made it like that.
Yeah, do you believe COVID was 3 years ago?
Yeah.
It's been 3 years.
2020.
It doesn't feel like 3 years, is it?
When did you start going to the gym?
All right, so officially, I started when I was 15 years old. That's when I started taking it seriously. And
your first competition was when?
First competition was 19, my first and only, which was the wnbf back in 2021. So yeah, it took 4 years, and even a couple months before the competition, I wasn't sure if I should go ahead with it. I remember I literally put a Instagram story and I was like, yo, do you guys think I should compete? And when I saw the response of everyone's like, you have to compete and give it a shot, I was definitely contemplating it. But with the positive response, I was like, you know what, this is a new challenge. I've been lifting for 4 years. And as you know, lifting, it gets boring. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah. It feels like a routine by time. It's like when you wake up, you need to just eat. And
chest day, back day, pull day. Like the routine sometimes.
I feel like you could always break the routine. Like going out with someone like you don't know, maybe a gym bro.
Yeah.
Then maybe one time with your family.
Yeah.
And then one time maybe film it.
Definitely.
And then it gets fun. But when you're always just alone like that training, it kind of feels lonely.
Exactly. Time. And that's what I started doing when I started posting on TikTok and social media a couple of years ago. I started collaborating with people my age in Dubai and even people older than me. And that really sparked the fire, the passion back. Because, I like, personally, I used to just lift alone. Literally, I started in a small apartment gym in my apartment. And for the longest time, it's just me and just the dumbbells. And the gym wasn't even that big. It wasn't even impressive at all. It was literally dumbbells up to like 50 pounds. I remember a lat pull down, which was very shady, and a chest cable machine, the short one. That's all I
The one
had.
that's
Yeah,
from down.
exactly. And I literally built my entire physique with
Using
just
it.
what I just mentioned.
What gym was it? Is it classified? Or?
No. It was just an apartment gym. The apartment I was in was an apartment gym. So, you know,
So in
like,
COVID, you could train there, or in COVID, you couldn't train there?
no, they closed it. They closed it.
So COVID, 4 months, you didn't train zero, not
No.
even push-ups?
So yeah, during COVID is actually a funny story because, you know, obviously I was very restricted with what I can do at home, and I'm not really a calisthenics type of guy because at the time I was like dirty bulking, bro. I was my diet was not clean at all, but I was just trying to put on as much mass as possible. I was in like the powerlifting phase of my life of just trying to get strong and eat, and basically the typical gym bro mindset.
Gym bro.
Yeah, when COVID hit,
I was like, shit.
yeah, I was like, okay, what do I do now? Because I'm used to just lifting, just going heavy. Even my form wasn't even that good, but
You like lifting?
I was
heavy.
used to, I was just used to lifting heavy. So during COVID, there was literally no options, like except push-ups, pull-ups. I had a pull-up bar, thankfully. Push-ups, pull-ups.
I had it also at home, but even before COVID, like 2 years ago. I bought it just for like fun. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like when your family comes, let's do
Same.
pull-ups.
I did the same
and
thing,
then,
but
like who does more, you know?
exactly. I did the same thing and it came so clutch in COVID because that's the only thing I used to do for back. But anyways, what I used to do is I got a broomstick, and I remember my school backpacks that I used to own from a couple of years ago.
And then you would...
Yeah, I filled them up with books, like literally all books I could find in my house. I filled them up, so it equated to probably 10 kilos
and then
each
you'll add
side.
them.
And then what?
You'll add them and then lift them.
Exactly, and then I'll put them like at the end of each broomstick.
It's creative.
It was basically a barbell, a homemade barbell, bro. It was so funny. And what I used to do is I got a chair. So this is how I would train chest. So I got a chair and I put like a pillow on it so I can like lay back on the chair. And I kind of made my own incline bench
press.
setup. And I used to I used to rep that for like 50, 60 reps because it wasn't enough weight.
I don't think it's convenient. Because gym is way easier. Like
100%, but I had no option, you know. It's like I would rather do that than just lose gains. You know what I
do you
mean?
think about push-ups?
I think push-ups is a great exercise, to be honest. In terms of, because it's not just like people don't just do push-ups for muscle. Like it helps out with strength a lot, especially calisthenics. You see these dudes they're not.
Seen the guys that do like stand and then like their body's up. And
Yeah, they're not built. Like they don't have much muscle. But the strength they developed from
Huge.
doing just body weight, like push-ups, pull-ups, the strength they developed, yeah, it's actually insane, like to be completely honest, because, you know, people talk about muscles all the time and like aesthetics and stuff, but, you know, sometimes strength can be as impressive, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah.
So you've competed in WNBF. Do you know Ali Kamel? The guy who
Yeah. He was
competitor?
yeah, so actually, funny story, I trained with him and Imad like a couple of years before WNBF back in 2019. I think it was 2019. I just turned 17 at the time.
Did you know you're competing or just like for
No, of course.
Coincidence?
Literally just coincidence. We trained together, all the three of us. And then 2 years later, we were on the stage battling for the #1 spot, which is
Did you
pretty
talk
interesting.
trash to each other or like good luck, all of this stuff?
Yeah, of course, man. We're cool.
You know, when I compete, I talk a lot of trash to everyone.
Nah,
I'm a bad guy.
it's not like that, bro.
No, but I think some people do it actually.
Talk trash?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, you can watch press conferences from Olympia. You'd see them doing that.
yeah, but I think that's just for show, man. Like, do you think they actually have beef with each other?
I think yes and no. Yes, they want to get hyped for the competition and so on. But actually, after the show, they're good.
Exactly. So it's
They won't go kill each other.
Yeah, it's like kind of a marketing.
I think Conor McGregor is like a marketer. When then
That guy is funny, bro.
yeah, I really like the guy. He's like, "Hey." He's very good at trash talking. Like, if you trash talk with that guy, it's hard to win against him. It's like insane. But not everyone has that skill, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, tell us more about your WNBF experience.
All right, my WNBF experience.
Did you have a coach?
Okay, so let me start from the beginning.
Yes.
Since you want to hear about my experience. So up until, as I told you, 4 years into gym, I literally had, like, I never had aspirations to compete. Like, it wasn't something in the back of my head. Like,
It wasn't like a goal.
Exactly. It wasn't like a goal. Like, oh, I want to step on stage. I literally just wanted to lift, to not be skinny. Like that was the only reason I used to go to the gym, just to not be skinny. The thought of competing, it never even crossed my mind up until 2021, which was a couple of months before the show. So a couple of months before the show, I heard about WNBF. I heard that they were the first natural show in the UAE, and that there was a lot of hype on it. You know, everyone started posting. I don't know if you remember, but at the time, everyone started posting about it. And I didn't think much about it in the beginning, but then after a while, my friends and people close to me, they started pushing me in the direction of competing. And I'm not a competitor. Like, at the time, I was just like, dude, competing. Like,
Well, it's good to get second place on your first competition.
yeah, which was very surprising, actually.
You weren't expecting it?
Honestly, to be completely honest, like, I wasn't expecting it. Like, I wasn't expecting it. Like, I didn't think much of it. But when I the only thing that annoyed me is when Mr. Kyle, he's a WNBF judge there, when he was giving the trophies, and he gave me my trophy, he was like, "You are 1 point away from winning."
And you're like super pissed.
And that's the thing that kind of triggered me, because, you know, I was like, okay, second place, not bad for the first competition. But when I realized I was 1 point away, yeah, that's when I was like thinking about it.
So
a
if
lot.
Ali didn't do it, you would have won, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much, 1 point away.
But was it Ali's first competition?
I think so. I think, or he might have done one before.
Oh.
But yeah, let's get back to the story of, like, the WNBF competition, like the preparation. So yeah, a couple of months. Yeah, so then I told you, I posted the Instagram poll, and I got a very positive response about competing. And I thought, you know, it's a good push outside my comfort zone. Let me try something new. I've been lifting for 4 years, and, you know, the routine gets pretty boring. So I was like, I need that spice. I need something to just change up the routine. So this is the perfect opportunity. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Now, the prep was one of the hardest things I've done in my life. It is so hard.
I think you, like, 2 months before, you should just tell your family.
100%. You don't have a social life. You don't have social life. You can't go out with your friends. Literally, your life at that point is
Gym
working
only.
out. Not just gym only, working out, eating, tracking, literally like rice grain by rice grain, sleeping and repeating. Literally, that's all your life is.
I think you had to sleep earlier, yeah? Like at 7, 8, wake up at 4.
I think that's the most optimal way, but my sleeping schedule was messed up.
I'm like that. I wake up at 4 just for the podcast. I'm going to wake up at 7 tomorrow, but that's not the usual. I think waking up at 4 a.m. is very nice. I feel extra active, more productive. It's like very good.
For sure. But I've never really been a morning person, to be completely honest. 4 a.m. Like, I would love to fix my routine around waking up at 4 a.m.
So
I don't know. It never worked out for me. I'm not sure why.
Have you ever tried it?
I tried it for a while, but I would mess up my sleeping routine one day, and then
It gets
it's just
annoying.
over.
So when do you usually sleep? When do you usually wake up?
Like now,
Yeah.
I sleep around 11, 12. Wake up around 7 or 8 a.m. Probably 8 a.m.
And then how does your day goes?
Okay, so I wake up around 8 a.m. First thing I do is I do wudu, I pray my prayers, and then recently I started implementing mobility into my day, just stretching. because I'm very stiff. You know, I've been training for a while, and
I've never done any of these stretching stuff like yoga, and these people that split.
Yeah.
I
Bro,
don't know.
I recently started getting interested in like mobility just in general, because the reason I got injured in the past was because of lack of mobility. So yeah, I do the mobility. I go for a walk around 15 to 20 minutes, come back home, and then it's like work on my business for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, depends.
What's your business?
So I have online coaching. So I do online
You already
coaching on
have
social
clients?
media. Yeah, it's going all right. I want to start pushing more on that. And then I have face-to-face clients. So around Dubai, face-to-face clients, personal training, basically. And yeah, so that for first hours in the morning, just check in with the clients, get updates about them. If there's any program updates, I send them to them. And then I wait a couple of hours, and then I have my first meal. So I don't eat as soon as I wake up.
You eat at like 12?
Around, yeah, I would say 10 or 11.
What does your typical meal looks like at the breakfast?
Oh man, this is boring. This isn't gonna bore you. It's
Tell
just
us,
typical, just literally chicken and rice.
I don't usually have it as a first meal.
Really?
Yeah.
No, well, yeah. Sometimes if I'm, in a rush, I'll just grab a container of chicken and rice that I prepared from the day before from the fridge. And yeah, but my my diet literally consists of oatmeal, rice, brown rice, brown bread, white bread, chicken,
not much vegetables?
meat, veggies, of course, and sometimes, but very rarely, fish.
I like salmon. I really like it.
You like salmon?
Yeah.
I'm not a very big fan of salmon, to be honest.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I really like salmon and tilapia. I think I'm one of those very rare guys. Most people don't like salmon and tilapia.
Yeah. No, I'm not really a salmon.
And usually, how many meals do you usually have?
Well, that depends, because I'm trying to bulk, but I'm failing at it, unfortunately, because I'm a ectomorph, and I've always had a very small appetite. Literally, my appetite is so small. Like I could literally eat like a
100 grams of
hamburger.
chicken and then you're done.
Yeah, I could literally eat a hamburger in the morning, and I'm good for the rest of the day. Like that's my issue. It's like I get full very quickly, and I always had a issue when it comes to bulking, because when you want to bulk, obviously you want to have more meals, you want to try to get in a good amount of calories, and yeah, this is the hardest part for me. Like training is easy. Training is the easy part.
How many calories do you usually have?
I don't track. I have no idea, literally.
I think oatmeal won't work when bulking. It's super impossible with me.
Oatmeal?
Yeah, I get very full when I have
It fills you up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, if you have 100 grams of oats with like 2 bananas,
It fills you up.
200 grams of strawberry, you can have that for the whole day. No need rice.
For
and
sure.
nothing,
It fills you up. I think it's because of the fiber.
Yeah. So do you usually use almond milk or normal milk?
Well, normal milk.
I
The
use
only time I've ever used almond milk in my life was when I was preparing for wnbf, and
It
I'm not.
tastes shit, huh?
I'm not a fan of almond milk.
I think it's just good. Like rather adding water on your oats, it tastes way worse. You just add almond milk or oat milk.
Yeah, but you know what I used to do with the almond milk, because it wasn't very tasty. So when I used to put it with the oats, I used to put my protein, a scoop of protein inside the oatmeal. And it literally tasted like cake. Like I remember when I was prepping, that was my favorite meal, because everything tastes so bland. Like that oatmeal with the protein, it literally tastes like the best dessert you can ever have at the specific time. So yeah, that's the only thing that kept me going, honestly, for the 2 months of prepping.
Did you have a coach?
So yeah, at the time, I had a coach. He was coaching me. He was coaching me for around 7 weeks, because my prep was 7 weeks, which was not ideal.
You didn't do it for like 4 months.
7 weeks, bro. 7 weeks, and I came off of dirty bulking. Like
I think you could have done amazing if you've done 4 months.
100%.
Could have won and kicked Ali's ass.
100%.
I'm his biggest bully on Instagram. If you could ask him. I'm not mean, but sometimes.
But yeah, 7 weeks. I think if I did a longer prep, I would have definitely, in my eyes, I think I could have won. But yes, it's the first experience. You learn from your mistakes, and next time, all I know is I'm definitely gonna do a prep which is longer than 7 weeks.
So what did your parents say when you wanted to do the competition? What were their reaction?
Honestly, my father was very supportive. Like when I told him, he was very supportive. He was like, "Yeah, go for it, and you better win." And he was like giving me some motivation.
Did they come and watch you when you did it?
My father wasn't in the country at the time.
Oh.
But my mom, my brothers, they all came and watched me.
What was your mother's opinion?
My mom, I don't really think she had an opinion. She was just like, whatever. Like,
in the middle. Like,
yeah, she's just like, okay, like,
I'm not gonna say no, and I'm not gonna be.
Yeah,
okay.
100%. Like, I don't think she was like the biggest fan, and she wasn't at the same time. She wasn't like discouraging me or anything. She was just in the middle. She was like, yeah, all right, sure.
So, do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have 2 brothers.
So, you're 3 brothers.
So yeah, overall we're 3.
So, are you gonna go to the Egyptian army, or you have the Japanese passport done? Yeah, they all are Japanese.
Yeah, so I think I'm exempted because I'm not fully Egyptian.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard is like there's actually a couple of reasons you can be exempted. Number one, if you're the only child,
Yeah.
you don't get army.
If you
right?
have any brothers.
I'm not very good with the Egyptian
Culture?
but from what I've heard is like if you're an only child, you get exempted.
Or if
from
your
army.
father died and you have 2 brothers, but you're like the older one, you're not. Also.
That's a new one to me. And if you have sisters only, right?
Yeah, if you don't have any brothers.
That's like the only 3, right?
There is another one. If you have double passports, because you have double.
Oh,
passports.
okay, yeah, of course. In this one.
And if you have problems, generally, like if this finger is this broken many times, and like you can't shoot, and if you have like lung problems, you can be too good, like asthma. There are 13 things that you could use to not go to the army.
Yeah, I mean, you have army, right?
I will not go. I'm gonna emigrate to America or Canada to not go there.
To not go, right?
I'm gonna remove my whole life of Dubai just to not go to the Egyptian army, man. Because I don't think it's logic. Like I didn't live in Egypt. I wasn't born there. Like even if it's in Dubai, like if I have a military in Dubai, I would be much more like I'm okay. Like Dubai, I was born here, 18 years or 17 years of my life. It would be more like, yeah, I wouldn't mind. It's just a year. It's not like 3 years in Egypt. It's 3 if you don't want to go to college. And if it's 1 if you went to college. But in Dubai, just 1 year.
Yeah.
So it would be more suitable for me to go to the army here because it's different because I live here.
Yeah.
But being born in Dubai, living most of my life here, so why should I go to the Egyptian army?
Yeah, makes sense.
And I don't think like being loyal to a country that you lived in, not being loyal to a country that you just visit there once a year. Like other than my family members there, I don't do anything other than that in Egypt. Like everything is here, so what's the use of it?
Makes sense.
So, what do you think about Egypt currently?
I mean, Egypt's at its current state, Egypt is struggling a lot.
Yeah.
As you know, like the prices of inflation.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, it really affected Egypt. I just came back from there like a couple of days ago.
I feel sad a bit for the
Funny
people.
enough. Yeah, it's actually crazy. Like it's crazy, like what's going on.
The prices increase a day, like daily.
Yeah, like when I went, I couldn't believe that it reached the point where Egypt is more expensive than Dubai. Like I couldn't fathom the fact that how am I spending more in Egypt than I am in Dubai?
How, man?
And and what really hurts me is like, you know, the people there, like their income is barely anything. You know?
How is it cheap? No, when I went there, it cost me less than here.
No, bro. Did you see the price of foods? The price of cars?
It's still cheaper than here. Depends how much you spend here.
Depends how much you spend. Like, I'm not a massive spender, but from what I can see, it was literally more expensive.
Like I'd say 7,000 dirham here. I've spent half of that in Egypt for food.
Really?
Yeah.
Different. Well, you live in Alexandria, right? So.
Yeah. I think if you remove supplements, remove everything, just food, it will be cheaper.
Yeah, but
Gym memberships are cheaper there. It's obvious. Like,
bro, when I'm speaking about like cars, speaking about houses.
you wanna buy a car or a house?
No, like prices of rent.
Oh,
I'm
that's
just speaking in
different.
general. Prices
Yeah.
of rent, just day-to-day essentials. You know.
If I calculate it as I'm earning in pounds, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah,
Because it's like impossible, man.
yeah, for sure. But Egypt right now is. I just feel
struggling.
sad, honestly, because
I
obviously it's my
remember
home
when I
country.
would get like 200 pounds and I would like 12, I'd be super happy.
Bro,
Now if I take it, I'll just like,
200 pounds back then you could do a lot.
Yeah.
200 pounds was like a solid amount. Now 200 pounds,
it's like water.
you get like a couple of sodas and that's it. That's the 200 pounds.
I remember, yeah. I think like if you're going out with friends, you need at least 500 pounds.
Yeah.
It's
I just came back from Egypt. I told you, right? I just came back from
5
Egypt.
days ago you told me.
And
How was
well,
your experience with it?
yeah, so my experience is honestly, I love Egypt. You know, it's my home country. Like as I told you, I consider myself more Egyptian than I am Japanese. But seeing the state that it's in now, it really hurts. It really hurts me because, you know, the people there, they're barely making anything. And for inflation to just outpace their wages in the way it is right now, it's just literally inhuman. You know what's going on.
I think it's bad, but not extreme. Like if I compare with Syria, Yemen, you know.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
It's
100%.
different.
Just the Middle East in general, I would say.
it's
The Middle East in
different now.
general recently, they've been struggling. And
Yeah, so other than WMF competition, how many days do you train a week?
in general, I train around 5 to 6 times. Depending on recovery, 5 to 6 times a week, I would say.
So do you recommend people doing massages and cupping and these stuff or not?
I mean, me personally, I've never done one.
Never.
Never.
I've done cupping for like 2 times. It's very nice.
Really?
I don't think it's like an emergency case. Like you won't die if you didn't do it. I think it's better. Like I felt more energetic. I've done sauna. Like every week I do sauna. It's very nice. You sweat a lot.
I never tried. I might give it a shot, but in general, for the longest time, I think people over expect
Yeah, it's
from
not,
like
it's
this
not,
stuff. It's not like the main aspect
it's
of
like
recovery.
extra thing.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it comes to training, dieting, and sleeping. Like obviously, this can be a help, but it's not like the main thing. You know what I mean?
It's
So I
not
don't
like
think
the-
people should
yeah.
just focus on, cupping and sauna and all this while their sleep is struggling. You know what I mean? It's like dial in the essentials first.
Then
Fix-
find the extras.
Exactly. Fix in your essentials. Make sure everything is solid, and then in your free time, you can go do some dry cupping.
So will you be in Dubai Muscle Show this year? Will I see you there? If I went.
This year, wow, man, I feel like Dubai Muscle Show was just a month ago. It's already, we're getting
Yeah.
close, right?
We've met there. When? November
November. How long has it been?
or October? No, it was in October 26th.
October, November,
Yeah.
December, January, February, March. It's been already like 6, 7 months?
5 months. Oh yeah, we're getting into May. Yeah, 6, 7 months.
Well, that's crazy. But yeah, for sure, Dubai Muscle Show, I started going
Since
to Dubai
when?
Muscle Show since 2017 with my friends in school.
When did it start?
I think it started in 2016.
Oh, so like a year after it.
So a
I
year-
went, the first one was last year.
Really?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I started going in 2017 and it was an amazing experience because at the time I was just like 6 months into lifting. And then going to Dubai Muscle Show and seeing all these fitness influencers and being surrounded by this environment. I mean, the environment there is just very, like if you're into fitness, it's very motivating. The people you meet, the vibes. You remember, it was just the best thing ever if you're into fitness, you know? And especially you get to meet a lot of like-minded individuals, like who are kind of in the same path of you. You get, like, I made so much friends just from Dubai Muscle Show.
Ah, we've known.
Yeah, we met in Dubai Muscle Show. And Dubai Muscle Show 2021, which was not
2
the
years
last,
ago.
yeah, 2021 Dubai Muscle Show was something else.
That was the
That was
better.
a
That was the
memorable-
best.
That was a memorable day. Yeah.
Why? What's the difference?
Because at that time, I just, it was the first time going to Dubai Muscle Show after like starting social media seriously. And it was actually quite surprising how a lot of people noticed me. I remember I was with Squat Wolf at the time and I was in the Squat Wolf booth.
Same thing that I saw you with?
What?
Same squad when I saw you.
Yeah. Same one. So at the time it was like the amount of people that came up to me in 2021 was crazy. It was a good time and we had a lot of meaningful conversations and some people were telling me how I inspired them to start lifting. And that just meant a lot.
I've seen people comment with bodybuilders, they inspired them to not do suicide.
Yeah,
like how extreme, like your words really impact people's life. Like I feel like this generation, like you could say a word, it could literally make someone live, and you could say another word will make someone die. Like it's not like directly, I think it's indirectly. Like someone can have a piece of day and then you go talk shit and then his kids might annoy him and then you reach to a level where like you're fed up, you know?
Yeah.
It's you get annoyed after that.
Well, that's why you have to be nice to everyone you meet. You never know what another person is going through.
You never know who they are. They might get you on a pot. They might get you to see the president.
Exactly, 100%. Always be humble.
I remember H. Piana, he said something. You know him, yeah?
Of course.
He was in a gym. He always says, I don't really work out with people. I just train. And then if anyone tells me something, I'll just tell them, leave me alone, you know? And he said one time it was a great day. I had a good chat with someone and now I had a contract that I was gonna do. And then I got nominated because that guy chose me because he's the one who I talked with in the gym. He's the person who he talked with 5 minutes and that's not his usual. And then he got the contract.
Wow.
It's like crazy, man. Like even me, I'll tell you a story. I know a millionaire, someone I met at the gym. I had no idea he was a millionaire, 0%. And I'm not flexing, I'm actually saying something true. Name Nation. I thought he was a normal guy. Then one day I saw his Mercedes AMG, the blue one, and it was very nice. And then I was like, is this your car? He's like, yeah. I was like so happy. And then by time, one day I talked to him about dropshipping, e-commerce. And then he gave me his number, we met, we talked business. He said, if you need anything, I'll help you. So if I was like a piece of shit guy, I don't think that would have happened. Like I think if you're always nice to people, you'll be okay.
Absolutely, I agree.
So, what do you think about next year Muscle Show? Will you be there? Sure.
Yeah, hopefully.
But you'll be in a booth or not?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Not sure yet.
Were you annoyed when you left Squat Wolf? That's something you told me on the side.
I wasn't annoyed because I stopped social media for a while, and
is there a reason?
Well, yeah, there are reasons, but I just needed some time off social media. It was a while actually. It was like around like 6, 7, 8 months, you know. So that's a long period to disappear off of the platform.
So do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel which I barely post on.
What's its name?
So just search Ali Diab.
And then I'll find it?
Ali Diab and you'll find it, yeah.
How many subs is it now? Do you remember?
It's like 1K, I think. I barely I posted like 6 videos 2 years ago.
Oh.
And I stopped, but I need
Why did you stop, man?
I need to get back on my social media game for sure.
Start working to be the best.
100%.
So, do you have an ex? Is this private?
Nope. It's not private, but I never.
Gym bro.
Never.
The ex thing. They make her regret it. You know, I got a shirt. I wrote on it, make her regret it, just as a fun. And then I'm going to give it to someone on June. It's so funny, man.
Maker. But yeah, I never had a girlfriend.
Do you think people get motivated with that, or it's just jokes?
What?
Like actually, when they have an ex and then she treats them like shit, and then.
Absolutely, I think heartbreak is a very real thing. I think it can fuel anger, and if you position that anger in the right direction,
you could use it.
You could use it for
a good purpose.
Your benefit. But absolutely, 100% heartbreak is absolutely real.
So let's move to another question, okay? Who are your top 5 favorite bodybuilders of all time?
Oh man, you put me on the spot.
Let's
Are we
start
talking?
World War III.
Are we talking about? Are we talking about like purely bodybuilders or just physiques that I like?
No, we'll talk bodybuilders, then we'll talk about physique styles.
Top 5 bodybuilders. Bro, I'm not really into the bodybuilding space like that. Like I can tell you the 5 physiques that I like, but it's
Okay.
not like.
Okay, you could let us know.
So of course, when it comes to bodybuilding, let's see. There's this guy in men's physique. First of all, let me start with men's physique. So there's this guy in men's physique. Is called Raymond Edmonds. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's
Brazilian?
No, he's not Brazilian, but he's tall. He's like very tall, and he's like lanky. So he kind of like when it comes to men's physique, like I like his style because I'm also tall and lanky, just like his body type.
185 centimeters.
185, yeah. 185, 180. I actually didn't measure myself in a while.
Ladies, he's tall enough, don't worry.
But yeah, Raymond Edmonds is a physique that I like. Other than that, when it comes to classic, of course, like C-Bomb, bro.
Yeah, C-Bomb is
C-Bomb
like
is
daddy, you know?
He's in a league of his own.
I think he will be remembered forever. Like, I think he actually, like, changed the classic physique.
Absolutely, no one comes close to him.
Like,
No
I
one
don't
comes
think
close to him.
Braun did nowhere near.
No one comes close to him. Literally, he's in a league of his own. Like, no one comes close to him. I don't see.
I think if he did 10 Olympias, he'll win 10 Olympias.
Probably.
If he stayed on this
Some
way.
people are saying Raymond. You know Raymond, the Brazilian guy?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about.
No, I was talking men's physique. Raymond is in classic, but
Yeah.
Raymond. Some people are saying Raymond might catch up to him.
I
but
think Raymond might win if C-Bomb goes like off. But
Yeah.
if he goes like good, it's like unbeatable.
100%. Like,
Like unless C-Bomb comes as if he's 4 weeks out, he will lose maybe, and Raymond like increases his muscles. But I think he's perfect. Like it's very hard to tell. Like C-Bomb is like bad. It's
everything is like on him. Like the muscle, the proportions, is just ideal. Literally ideal. I think he owns classic. He owns classic physique for sure.
So what do you think about the 212 division? Is it something good or bad?
I mean, no opinion.
No opinion?
No comment, literally. Like,
So what do you think about Hadi Chopin being the Mr. Olympia?
oh, that was heartwarming to see because I know Hadi, he got very close to winning the Olympia the past couple of years, and to finally see him get it was definitely a proud moment in the bodybuilding industry. It was kind of wholesome, actually, how everyone was supporting him because I think he deserved it. I think he deserved it for sure.
So when Big Ramy lost, did you expect it?
I mean, the thing with Big Ramy is his conditioning. It's just he rarely comes on like conditioned, like properly conditioned.
I think 2020 was amazing. Like
2020, when he nails his conditioning,
it's on.
He's like unbeatable. But like most of the time, his conditioning is like off. That's the only thing. Like he has the size, he has the proportions, he has everything, but it's just the conditioning.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to say like Big Ramy is weak. It doesn't work. Or like
You can just say he's off. His conditioning is off.
But like I don't believe like people could say he doesn't have enough muscles. It doesn't. It's like, man, where can I go?
Bro, this is the only person you can't say that to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Hadi Chopin can be told that. He has had more muscle. But Big Ramy, I think he's fine.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
way
He
he
just
is.
needs to come in conditioned. If he comes in conditioned, like, I think he has it.
He also worked with Dr. Khan, if you noticed. Stem cells. He also helped Ronnie Coleman with his stem cells. I think he came in Arnold very good. I'm not going to say like 2020, but I think he came 40% better than his last competition, if you noticed. Did you watch the Arnold?
As I told you, I'm not really into the bodybuilding space like that. Even the people I follow is like not bodybuilders. I'm more into like just smaller dudes.
Like small
The
fitness,
aesthetic,
maybe men's physique.
Exactly, the aesthetic type of movement.
So what do you think about Jeff said?
Jeff has an amazing physique, bro. Like he has the ideal physique in my opinion for like someone to strive for, because he's not very unrealistic. You know, it's not an unrealistic
But
goal
he's
to
not
set.
naughty, you know that, yeah?
Well, yeah, probably.
No, do you know that or not?
Probably.
He said he's on Timberland.
Really?
Yeah?
When?
Check it, his Insta. He removed that thing, but
Recently?
no, 2019 he said that. I follow like a lot of things, so I know like a lot.
I don't know, but
Not ego,
natty or
but-
not, his physique is on another level.
What do you think about Greg Doucette?
He gives very good advice, and he definitely does a good job in educating the youth on dieting, training, because the youth don't have a good public figure, you know, to get information from. So he definitely does a good advice, gives good advice to the youth. Sometimes his voice gets a little bit annoying,
Yeah, it's like,
but
I feel like he's excited. Yeah. When he talks, he's energetic, you know? I feel like the problem is it's too energetic.
too energetic. Huh?
Yeah.
Maybe that's just his personality.
But I think something better. It's better not to say that someone that's better than you, that he is less than you. Like, I think it's not logic to, for me, for example, I'm not like a six-pack guy, to say, oh man, you should work on your abs. I'm like, look at yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
But also, you could also be like 50-50. You could say the opinion if it's useful. Like for some people, they would say Big Ramy is a piece of shit on 2022. But they themselves don't even go to the gym.
Exactly. Exactly.
This is like funny for me. It's like, okay, it might be like going to the gym. You could say he was off, but you can't say like he was bad.
100%.
So, have you ever watched a bodybuilding competition?
Like live?
No, like after the competition.
No,
Never.
never.
Who do you think is the best bodybuilder of all time? At least give me one, man.
This is a hard question. There's this bodybuilder. I wouldn't say of all time, but his physique was just crazy impressive. His name was... I keep forgetting his name. Was
You
it
could tell me where you're from and I'll tell you.
Was it Brian Lee? I don't remember his name, but it was this African-American bodybuilder back in the day. And he looked ridiculous. He looked crazy.
So, which era? 1990s?
This was, this is in the 90s. This
Paul
was
Dillette?
90s or... Not even 90s. I think before that.
Paul Dillette?
No.
Sean Ray?
No. It's a hard one. It's a hard one. I don't think you know him.
Ah.
But if I show you a picture, you'll know him.
What about the Mr. Olympias? Who do you think?
Currently?
Yeah, who do you think is the best of all time?
It's gotta be Sivom.
Sib-
Like in my opinion, of course. I say best
Sivom.
of all time. Not of all time, of like this era.
I think
But of
classic
all,
physique.
yeah, but of all time, probably Ronnie Coleman, man. It's
Ronnie
gotta-
is like the GOAT.
yeah, it's gotta be Ronnie.
This guy changed the whole 1990s, and
Absolutely.
I think also Flex Wheeler did a good job. Like Flex Wheeler, if he had the genetics to become Ronnie, he would have done something good.
Yeah,
I don't think he could have been Ronnie. But Ronnie is like Ronnie.
Ronnie was on another level.
Ronnie is like, put it on the side. You're gonna get second or third or fourth.
Yeah,
You're not gonna go to get first.
absolutely.
It's like hard to do it. So, what do you think about people using PEDs?
I mean, it's a slippery slope, if I'm being completely honest. If you're using PEDs just for the sake to look good, I'm completely against that. If you have, because you can look good naturally, if I'm being completely honest. But if you have a purpose of like competing and you want to take it as a career, I can see why people would want to take that route. But just in general, for 99% of the people, for average individuals who just want to look good, you absolutely don't need PEDs.
Yeah, it's like useless. And the thing is that they don't understand. It's like going in a car, but you don't know is the road gonna be open or not. It's super risky, and you don't know. You know, if you take steroids, you cannot get kids maybe again. You can get cancer if you take
Side
growth
effects,
hormone.
yeah. It has,
So I think, why would you take all the risk? I'm a risk guy. I'm like, go travel, start your own business. Okay, it's fine. But to like, steroids are like extreme. It's like me saying I want to take cocaine. Yeah, it's like, why? Why would you do it?
If you're not competing, you absolutely have no reason to take PEDs, in my opinion.
So do you agree about that? Yeah, it's useless if you don't compete.
If you're not, absolutely.
What about people who use it for social media?
Yeah, that comes under the bracket of not competing. So anything under the bracket of not competing is absolutely
Useless.
no. Social media, whatever it is, like in my opinion, just train naturally. It just takes time, but
I think people don't want to have patience.
well, the gym and bodybuilding in general is a time game. You know what I mean? You're not gonna wake up after 1 month and look like Sebum.
Like this.
It's a time game. If you have patience,
Like if people look at you, you've been training for 6 years to become Ali Diab.
yeah,
It's not like one day.
exactly. And that's what's funny. Like people just see the before and after, and they're like steroids, not natural.
Did anyone
100%.
think that you're on steroids?
Yeah, so when people see my before and after on social media, they say steroids, not natural. There's no way that's achievable. But people don't realize that I've literally been training for 5+ years. Like imagine if you stayed consistent with anything, not just the gym. If you've stayed consistent with anything for more than 5 years, like do you really think you're not gonna get anywhere? Like, come on, like the people just don't see the behind.
People want to take the 5 years into a 3 months one.
Yeah, people don't see the behind the scenes. They don't see the behind the scenes.
I think social media made it too easy for people to understand how hard the reality is.
Of course, because on social media, everyone looks good nowadays,
And when you competed, let's go back to competing. What was the lowest calorie you've been in? Like the hardest, I think, like, how many calories did you eat?
I wasn't calculating calories.
Even
at the
on
time.
a competition?
Yeah, even at the competition, I
Why?
was just on a meal plan, and the meal plan was just reducing over time. So I didn't have
Last
calories.
4 weeks you were dying?
Last 4 weeks was like the starting of my prep. So it was like up until 2 weeks out. That's when it started getting very
Did
tough for
your
me.
family and parents notice?
Well, my life wasn't very social at the time. At the time, it was
Also, it was
just
like no
gym,
difference.
sleeping, eating. Like they just didn't see me. I was either in my room sleeping, or in the gym, or just waiting for my oatmeal.
And when do you usually do cardio? Did you do fasted? What cardio did you usually do on prep?
So me personally, I never, like before the competition, I never did cardio. I never added cardio into my routine. The only time I did cardio was during my 7-week prep, because me as a hard gainer, I'm trying to gain as much muscle as possible at the time. That was my mindset. Just eat as much as I can and try to gain as much muscle as possible. But I now realize that cardio is very important, because it's not just about looking good. It's about, being healthy inside as well. So cardio, I only did it during my prep. And yeah, it definitely works.
So, like, how many minutes did you do?
So it started off 30 minutes. Then towards the end of prep, I remember it went up to an hour and 20 minutes a day.
1 or 2 times, like 40?
I prefer to do it just once and get it
1
over
hour,
with.
20 minutes, I die, man. I'll go sleep 3 hours after it.
Yeah, but I do it low intensity, so.
Oh, like you're not running?
No.
Running, you'll die, yeah?
No, running, I couldn't do 20 minutes.
You'd go marathon after that.
Yeah, pretty much.
So on the beach, do people notice that you're a gym bro?
I don't go to the beach often.
Why?
I don't know.
You've never went to the beach?
No, I went to the beach, of course, but I don't go to the beach as.
Did anyone compliment your body like, man, good physique?
At the beach, very specific question, but I probably 2 years ago when I went.
That's it? That's like one time?
Yeah, like I don't go to the beach.
I think I go to the beach more than you, man.
Probably.
Like 3-4 times a year? You don't do that?
No.
Like once a year.
I want to start though. I want to start.
Go get girls there. It will be nice. Go to Atlantis and be not halal mood there. It will be very good.
Where is Atlantis?
Aquaventure Water Park.
Oh, that's a water park.
Yeah,
that's
like
not the
wild
beach.
body.
That's not a beach.
Yeah, go water park. It will be nice.
We'll see.
So, what are your current goals? What are you gonna do next?
All right. So right now, you know, I just came off of Ramadan, a month of fasting, so I lost quite a bit of size. So I'm trying to get back
You
on
lost
track.
how many kilos?
I think around 3 kilos.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm trying to get back on track with my diet, my training, and just continue my bulking, because the most progress I've ever made was the past, like in terms of bulking phase, the most progress I've ever made was in the past 6 months, because I was dialed in, you know, in training and learning more about nutrition and stuff like that. So I want to get back to bulking properly. And once I feel like I'm ready and I've packed on enough muscle, then it's time to go for that first place trophy.
Will you compete soon?
Well, not this year for sure.
Not next year?
Not this year for sure. Maybe.
I think
if
like
I feel
of
like
course
I'm ready,
2025 you'll do it.
I feel like, yeah, probably.
Because
Probably around that time.
Because if you say next year, it will get to a place where it will be lazy, like, you know.
Exactly.
Okay. But your mother made your food most of the time?
No, I cooked my food, man. I cooked my food.
You know, when you're alone, it's way better, but it's way worse at the same time. Like, you get more flexibility to cook your food. Like, no one asks you what you want to cook or what you want to have. But it wastes time. I feel like when you make steak and salmon and chicken, like, you waste an hour.
I hate cooking. It takes so much.
I was so bored that I got an air fryer because it is so annoying.
Yeah.
I just like chicken, air fryer, خلاص done.
Dude, I live off of the air fryer.
Really?
I make my chicken on the air fryer and I use the rice cooker, and that's it. That's my meals right there.
Did you get a griller? I have a griller.
No.
I use it for steak.
I don't have a griller yet.
Do you like steak?
Absolutely. I don't eat it much, but...
You know, steak after like a 3 months prep, and you have it once, it feels like a heaven, man. It's very nice when you have steak after like a huge prep. So how did you gather your audience? Like, you have 17,000 followers on Instagram. I want to know how.
So it's all from TikTok, to be honest. Like, it all started from TikTok back in 2020 when I started posting. And at that time, it wasn't as saturated. So I was always on the FYP, and my videos were doing quite well because the market there was literally no competition. Like, just like now everyone's on TikTok. But back then, like COVID times.
20 what?
This is 2020, right after COVID.
So you started when COVID started?
Exactly. You know, when COVID, when...
I think COVID made a lot of opportunities for businesses. Like
100%.
Everyone had money, but they were sitting at home. Ads, businesses, I think... Not all businesses, because some businesses that are physical lost money, but there are businesses that made good amount of money in
Of course.
COVID.
It was a reset. Reset, literally.
So in COVID, did it really harm your progress?
So during COVID, I told you I didn't have much options when I was at home, and I got very tired of doing push-ups and pull-ups. So what I started doing was I packed up the bags, and I started doing, basically I made a homemade barbell with like backpacks full of books on each side, and I started rowing and benching. And it was like 10 kilos a side, so it was like 20 kilos.
But like, I mean, like generally, did you notice a huge
For sure,
loss?
not huge, because I think I managed it quite well.
Yeah,
I managed it quite well.
But of course, if you stopped, it will hinder progress.
Yeah, for sure.
So, how many people do actually tell you you're not natty? Is it like a lot?
On social media all the time.
Really?
Social media all the time.
But you aren't like Arnold or something.
Yeah, bro.
It's funny.
That's what's so funny. It's like, if you think I'm not natty,
like what about this guy?
Bro, like if you think I'm not natty, like your perception of what you can achieve naturally is just inversed on its head.
Yeah, I feel like people think the natty is not natty, and then the unnatty is natty.
Yeah, it's
Did
ridiculous.
you see Mike O'Hearn getting exposed for steroids?
Mike O'Hearn?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
I made with him an interview in the Dubai Muscle Show. I knew he was on steroids. I didn't care, you know. Generally, I don't like someone saying, if you're on steroids, you could see it. I'm not gonna care. But if you're natty and if you're steroids and you say, I know I'm natty, it's a bit discouraging to someone that goes to the gym.
Of course, because then they have unrealistic
You
expectations.
say like, oh, this guy did it natural. I'll do it natural.
Yeah.
It feels like, no, you are lying. You aren't saying the truth.
Yeah.
I think social media is full of lies. Not all, but there is a bit of lies.
Absolutely.
So generally, have you had any clients compete in competitions in bodybuilding?
No. Most of my clients are lifestyle. I still didn't get the opportunity to coach someone for a competition. And to be completely honest, it
will be an experience.
It will be an experience, but no, not yet.
And if you got the opportunity, will you do it?
If I'm being completely honest, I don't think so, because
Why?
I feel like there's much more experienced when it comes to when it comes to competing. Like, it's not really my thing, you know. It's not really like my thing to coach someone. I don't feel like I'm in a position where I can coach someone else to
it's good that you're
compete.
honest, that you don't say, oh man, I know everything in this.
Yeah, of course. Like, most of my clients are lifestyle. Most of my clients are skinny and trying to gain weight, and I know I have experience in that. So, yeah, in terms of coaching someone to compete, I don't feel like I'm at that stage yet in terms of knowledge. So probably not.
And how did gym affect your life?
How did gym affect my life? I'll tell you exactly how gym affected my life, because it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. Back in 2015, that's 2015. Yeah, that's the year I got bullied in school. I was like very badly bullied.
Huge bullying?
Yeah, I was very badly bullied in school. And that was the first push that got me into working out. That was the main reason that got me fired up to start working out, because I was very insecure of how I looked. I remember I used to look at my physique in the mirror and I was like, no, this I can't stay like this. Like, this was the main drive, like getting bullied in school. And it's definitely one of the best things that ever happened to me. But yeah, this is the main reason that got me to the gym. But obviously, as time passed, like, the reasons changed along the way. But that was the first main push that got me to the gym. And the first thing I would say, how the gym changed my life is definitely confidence. Once you start seeing progress, once your physique starts improving, your confidence definitely goes up. And that just...
I think some bad stuff are bad, but they could make you good.
Of course.
If you use them wisely.
Yeah.
Like, if you get bullied, you could choose, and then loser and mentality. Like, oh,
you have to...
I actually have a problem. Let me solve it.
Yeah, you have to go through trauma in your life. Like, absolutely. You have to go through something hard to be a man of substance. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to build character and build a strong personality if your life is easy.
Easy life, yeah.
You know what I mean? So bullying was definitely one of the best things that happened to me, because obviously that translated to me starting going to the gym, me starting to build up confidence, then improving my physique, then a couple of years later competing, then starting social media and inspiring people. It was just literally an upward spiral. And the people don't realize that the gym is not just physical. Like, the mental aspect and the mental gain you get from working out is actually, like, I would say it's more important than the outward appearance, because mentally, like, the gym just helps you out so much. And it translates, like, if you're used to pushing in the gym and going to failure, I feel like that aspect alone translates to many other things in life. Like, when it comes to business, when it comes to relationship, when it comes to whatever it is, just the mindset of pushing and trying to get better every day, it like just translates.
You could do that in different things.
Exactly.
So, last question for the viewers. What gym advice would you give to people?
What gym advice would I give to people? First piece of advice I would say is to prolong the time frame. The gym is a time game. It takes time. Stop trying to look for shortcuts or look for the secret exercise or look for the best supplement. If you're dialed in with training, nutrition, and recovery, like, just give it time. It's a time game. And the more time you give it, the more consistent you are, the more you research, the more you educate yourself. Like the most important thing is, of course, educate yourself. Like make sure what the exercises you're doing in the gym is complementing your goals. Make sure your diet is the best diet to be on in terms of your body composition and where you're at. Make sure your recovery is on point. If you have these 3 things on point, it's just a matter of time to get the physique that you want. It's literally just a matter of time. It takes time. So prolong the time frame. It doesn't take 3 months. It doesn't take 6 months. It doesn't even take a year. It's a lifestyle. It's something that you have to implement in your daily routine. And
you have to get used to it.
And you have to get used to it. Exactly. Enjoy the process.
So anything you want to say to your viewers?
And yeah, here's what I would like to say to my viewers. Actually, I know I've been very inconsistent with social media, but I'm gonna get back on the grind for sure. And yeah, it's only up from here. And the next time I'm competing, it's hopefully first place.
Good luck, by the way, on that.
Thank you, man.
So yeah, guys, that was the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we have a good guest, Ali, and we hope we could do a few videos together by time goes by. So I hope you enjoyed this YouTube video. See you later. Bye.